Hi everyone, Andrea here with another video about hair pulling and other body focused repetitive behaviors because I also struggle with skin picking and I used to have issues with nail biting as well. But in my last video, I talked about tips to stop hair pulling and a lot of the things that I tried that didn't work. And I really emphasized that sometimes when you have this condition and you do want to stop, a lot of what you have to do is try a bunch of things and have a conversation with yourself about what your triggers are, what environments you pull your hair out in, why the things that you're trying aren't working. And so in this video, I'm gonna talk about the things that have worked for me. And again, I still pull out my bottom eyelashes. I still have some issues with hair pulling, but I've gotten to a place where instead of the top half of my head being about an inch thick, like an inch long and full of bald patches, I can now have a middle part and all of this is this long. It's still growing. Like all of my hair is not the same length and I'm kind of loving it that way. Like maybe I'll make a vlog when I do get my hair cut where it's like mostly all the same length, but I'm still working on growing it out. And it's a fun process and it's fun to watch. But I'm going to talk about the things that kind of all meshed together to work for me because I think I don't want to like be like, oh, it's a holistic journey, but like it really is. I think it involves knowing yourself, being patient with yourself, and having a relationship with trichotillomania. That's what I've realized is that I realized that getting rid of this condition entirely probably wasn't going to work for me, and I'm not going to rule that out for the future, but I realized over time that I needed to have a relationship to my trichotillomania that allowed it to improve as much as possible. And I have gotten to a place where now I have eyelashes when I didn't have eyelashes for 14 years, 14 to 17. I know I keep like throwing out all these different years because I like can't keep my dates straight, but I didn't have eyelashes for over a decade, about a decade and a half. And now I do. And so anyway, I'm just gonna dive into all of the things that I did that helped in some capacity, that didn't maybe fix it entirely, but helped enough to where I now have eyelashes and my hair looks the way that it does today, which I feel like passes as like semi-typical. Okay, so extensions. I talked about this in my last video. This was an expensive journey, and I think the expensiveness of it was part of what helped. So basically I got extensions done. It was $700. It was on the top. It was like right here. Like I had a palm print size area on the very top of my head that was half an inch thick, or half an inch long about a year and a half ago. And I finally made the decision for myself because I had just finished growing my eyelashes, and I talked about my eyelash journey. Definitely go watch that video because I think there's a lot to learn about the eyelash relapse and how I was able to grow a full set of eyelashes, where I basically had to bargain with myself about what was most important to me. So I set aside my hair and I gave myself permission to pull out my bottom eyelashes. So I still don't have bottom eyelashes, but that's how I was able to grow a full set of top eyelashes. So anyway, after the eyelashes, I decided, okay, I could do the eyelashes, maybe I can manage my hair, but I needed help. I knew that I wasn't going to be able to like brunt force, like do it all on my own. And a lot of the previous interventions I had tried, which if you can find in my last video, did not work for me. So I made the decision to make a financial investment in myself is the easiest way to put it. My hope was to interrupt the pattern, because what I learned from my eyelashes is that once I grew a full set of eyelashes and started putting on mascara keeps me from pulling them out again. And I was wondering if extensions would help the same thing happen, would kind of like help keep me from pulling out my hair. And it mainly worked. So what happened was the hair was half inch long on my head. So it was so short that my hair tech was like, I don't even know if I can get these K-tips on. I think they were K-tips, like keratin bond extensions. So they're applied with heat. So she sectioned off all of the like short pieces of hair into little clumps and then applied a keratin bond extension all across that top area. And what this did is it bought me some time. So I would reach for my head and I would feel the K-tip and I realized like I didn't want to pull out a whole chunk of hair with a keratin bond extension attached to it. There's something about that it worked. It interrupted the pattern for me and it gave my hair time to grow. So the other thing about my patterns of behavior are that I don't pull out long hair. So like all of this new growth, it got to a length where I wasn't interested in pulling it out anymore. I only liked repeatedly pulling from the same places with short hair. So it kind of like literally bought me some time for my hair to grow enough to where by the time I think I had the K-tips for 6 months, which is longer than I think you're usually supposed to have them. But I was like, this is $700 already. I don't want to get these like reinstalled. So I took really good care of them, and then I got them taken out, and my hair was long enough to where I wasn't really interested in pulling it out. So that kind of, it revved me up. I was like, if I could get this far, I think I can just like keep going. So again, that's how I've gotten to a place where like all of this hair is much longer. It's still not the length of my full hair, but it's getting really close. And maybe I'll make a vlog of when I do get my hair cut to all be the same length. But right now I'm just enjoying watching it grow still. So extensions are a good option. They do have cheaper extensions too. Like you can buy extensions that you apply yourself. So if you don't have like $700 is a lot of money. So if you do not have the money to get K-tip extensions, you can look into other kinds of extensions, and that might help. And if you have like a close friend or family member that knows of your condition that would be comfortable like helping you put them in, I think like that could be like a beautiful thing to do with someone else. Okay. I talked a little bit about mascara. Mascara, applying it every day keeps me from pulling out my top eyelashes. In my relapse story, which you can also go watch, I talked about how my relapse happened because I was stressed out, excited, alone, and I wasn't wearing mascara. And that's how I ended up relapsing on my eyelashes. So again, mascara helps me like maintain my eyelashes. Okay, the next one I'm gonna share is a big one, and I think that it's something, I don't know if people talk about this a lot or not, but I discovered that keeping my nails done, which the irony right now is that my nails are not done, but keeping my nails done helps me so much. It keeps me from skin picking. It also, like if I do like the long fake nails, I think you can buy them for like 10 bucks at CVS, because I used to get, what are they called? I used to get like them done at a salon. I used to get acrylic nails, and the length of them would keep me from pulling out my eyelashes, and changing up the shape and style of the nail also would keep it like my fingertips fresh and funky, so I like couldn't figure out how to like pull out my eyelashes. And it also kind of helped with my hair, so it made it like, I don't know, it just kind of makes it harder to pull out your hair. So keeping your nails done and adding variation to your nail styles. So like every 2 weeks, like I would have a long fake nail set, and then I might switch to doing gel nails, and that can also help with nail biting. Again, it helps a lot with skin picking because my nails, when I have them done, they're not as sharp, so it makes it harder to pick my skin. And all of this to say is that I think the extensions, mascara, and keeping my nails done are ways that I help manage my condition. They don't keep me from pulling completely, and they definitely don't take away the urge, but I think that the like lesson behind all of it is, again, knowing yourself and like bargaining with yourself. Like I had to make a deal with myself that when I went to grow my eyelashes, I wasn't gonna worry about the hair on the top of my head, and I wasn't gonna worry about my bottom eyelashes. And so if you can take it in incremental steps where you're like, okay, what is my priority here? Like let's say you're pulling out your eyebrows, your eyelashes, and the hair on your head. Maybe you start with what you think might be easiest. So maybe it's your eyebrows, and you're like, I think, you know, whenever I'm alone, I can put Band-Aids on my eyebrows and let myself pull out everything else, and then start with your eyebrows. And then that will grow your confidence and your ability to tackle the next big step. So again, I think it's all about kind of habit and pattern interruption and then replacement. So like the extensions were a habit and pattern interruption, and then pulling out my bottom eyelashes was almost like a habit replacement. So I know that I don't know if this will help, but this has been part of my experience and part of my journey. Please comment below. First of all, thank you for watching. Please comment below if there are other tips that you recommend, because again, this is still an ongoing journey for me. And comment what helps, what doesn't help. If there's anything you want me to elaborate on, I am an open book with this. So if you have any questions or anything you want me to talk more about in depth, I'm happy to do that. And I think my biggest thing is like, I have to have, for myself personally, I have to have a relationship with trichotillomania, not think about it as like an end all be all to get rid of it. So I've kind of accepted it as a part of myself while also keeping the door open for improvement. So anyway, I hope this helps. I hope this helped. I hope this was relatable. And if you have trichotillomania or other body focused repetitive behaviors, I see you, I feel you, and I'm here for you.